day, viewers out there. Welcome to another program on AB Links. How Unasia. With me on the program today, we're going to be talking about politics and how it affects Nigeria. Join me after this short break, and we'll be right back. Yeah, welcome back to this program. Thank you for joining us. As you all know, my name remains Abraham Omokwale, CEO Ebelinks Television here in Germany. With me on the studio this afternoon is a member of the Labour Party. He will actually introduce himself, and also joining us is an illustrious son from Edo State that is also going to, I think they are in better position to introduce themselves. Thank you very much. We're starting from the Labour Party member who is here with us in the studio.
Thank you, Mr. Ebeling. My name is Benjamin Oyamendan of my Edo State, Eastern Northeast. Ward 3 to be precise. I want to say thank you for welcoming me to this great studio of yours, and I'm very glad and very happy to be here today.
Welcome. With me also in the studio, like I said before, he's in a better position to introduce himself and who he is.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure being here. My names are Mr. Osaro Esekaibo. I am in Nigeria from Edo State. To be particular, I'm from Uromi in Lesana. Thank you for having me in the studio. It's a pleasure being here.
You're welcome, sir. And the first question we go to you, Mr. Osaro Esekaibo, is from Uromi, Edo State. It's actually also from the south side of Nigeria. The first question is going to you directly, and it's talking about Peter Obi and his movement, and whatever you know about Peter Obi's movement.
Well, Peter Obi's movement. In fact, I actually like the fact that you call it Peter Obi's movement. It is actually his movement that have come to stay. No matter it's somebody coming out of the dark to give light. It's been a while that we have anybody of his caliber that actually understands what the Nigeria youth needs. And that is why you see him coming out. I was opportune to meet him once in Frankfurt, and I can only tell you, everybody wants to make sure that they align with him. It's somebody that we always tell you, go and verify. Go and verify has proven the opposite side of the usual politicians you see in India. For me, I don't see Peter Obi as a politician. I see him as somebody who has come up to tell Nigeria and show us an eye-opener on what we needed to do. So because of that, everybody who knows what Obi is out for will always be there, irrespective of the political party he belongs to.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Osaro. And to you, Mr. Benjamin, you are a member of the Peter Obi movement, also a member of the Labour Party in Nigeria. What do you think? What do you think about the Labour Party?
First of all, I would like to start with the fact that you said Peter Obi movement. Peter Obi movement, which is the obedient movement, is totally different from Labour Party. There are most people who are the obedient movement, they are yet to be members of the Labour Party. I will first of all address the issue of how my opinion on the obedient movement. Peter Obi has been able to awaken that spirit on every Nigerian out there, both home and in diaspora. That change that we have been yearning for over the years, what I think is that is actually possible, and that you cannot take away from him, because the movement that he has created, I see it as like a revolution. And Peter Obi being the kind of person that I address like one of the most corruption-free politicians in Nigeria. Whenever he says something, he says go and verify. I can tell you, no politicians in Nigeria can say it and say, I said something, go and verify. During his campaign, he made a lot of statement, notable statement that say, if you find a land anywhere or a house anywhere apart from the one that you guys know of in Onitsha, I will stop campaigning. And I bet you with that, it's something that is very rare for you to see in the Nigerian political atmosphere. So the obedient movement is not just a movement that we have different leaders or branch managers or chairmans and all that. So we listen to him, and we are listening to him because he has the record, he has the antecedent that he has created, and a lot of things that he is doing, that he's still doing, is on the right path. He believes on justice, and I believe on peace and equity and unity, and that is the reason why most of us in the obedient movement are defending him anytime, any day. Whenever he does something wrong, we still come up to him to say, sir, this you have done is unacceptable by us, we Nigerians and all that. That of the Labour Party has been an existing political party in Nigeria before Peter Obi came into the party. Labour Party, as I'm talking to you right now, is one of the major opposition in the Nigerian in Nigerian political system in Nigeria. But if you look at it, Labour Party has its own structure that have been there, but they were not that so recognized like the PDP and the APC. I can say PDP, I can say Peter Obi is actually the illuminator to all the Nigerians out there, and including that of the Labour Party.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. We don't have all the time today. About the mandate that people were claiming is stolen or was stolen from Peter Obi, we learned while he was the governor of Anambra State, he had to go to court to reclaim his mandate because it was at that time also stolen, and the mandate was given back to him. Exactly. This time also he's going to court and saying, I think what I heard, I can't verify. I mean, I can't actually. I don't know how true it is that he actually won this election, and it's going to court. Do you think the way he reclaimed this mandate then in Anambra State, the same way he can also use, can he also reclaim the mandate that he's claiming is stolen from him as presidential election in Nigeria?
Let me help you there, rather let me jump in there. You know, what you know, nobody will tell you, nobody would like to give you another version or another story of it. I was there on ground from the beginning to the end during the presidential election in Nigeria. I can categorically tell you that Peter Obi won the election in 19th state. Good 19th state. We have the record. The records are there. And if you even go to the INEC IREV portal, the result are there that INEC that Peter Obi won the election. That one is not a question or anything. You know, as we can say, the situation in Nigeria have become that of the people who are lawless decide to do something, they will say go to court because they think they can manipulate everybody. Well, I so much love Peter Obi's character, his principle of doing things. He never allows us to hit the street, just like every normal politician will have advised to say, okay, they stole something from me, let my supporter or motivate supporter to hit the street. He stopped everybody, said violence is not the best way to go about it. And we have seen him doing the same thing in Anambra State.
Mr. Benjamin, you know, we also have Mr. Sir also in the studio, and he also have to give us his own, what does he also think about the mandate stolen, that he is claiming that was stolen from him. Do you think he can actually reclaim that mandate from the court of law in Nigeria?
Well, you said it right. If he can reclaim the stolen mandate, and I love the word he used, stolen mandate, because every individual in Nigeria knows that it was actually stolen, but it's temporary. That I can assure you. If only the judiciary is what we are looking up to right now, it's up to the judiciary to join the gang of destroying the country, or they should turn the page to reality. Like what Mr. Obi always said, if you want to be honorable, the process that leads to your honorability has to be credible. But what we have today, I mean, even the blind can see. Talk of Lagos State, talk of Port Harcourt, and so many other places where you see ballot papers or the CD4, what they call it, is manipulated, cancelling and all that. The judiciary knows exactly what happened. Why? Because they are feeling the heat as well. But the question is, if there will be any one of them who will have the balls to do what is right. And that is just the question. Not if you will reclaim it, if everything being equal and they really want the country Nigeria to be violent free, like Mr. Peter Obi have demonstrated so far. It's left for the judiciary to do the right thing. Sorry to cut it short. There are things that you can't change.
Exactly.
It's not about coming to court to prove. What did the law say? All of a sudden, we begin to see professors in Nigeria try to change what we know from the
results and everything.
Not just the result. And it's a conjunction. It's an addition.
Exactly.
And nobody is disputing that.
No.
Nobody is also disputing the fact that the new electoral system says you can't contest in two areas at the same time.
Let me ask you a short question now before we continue. Do you actually think, do you believe in the judicial system of Nigeria?
Of course. I believe that. The reason being that it has been proven before. Depending on who member of these persons that are sitting on the panel right now, if they could look into their children's eyes tomorrow and tell them that hand is not hand that we used to know. If they could look into the children's eyes tomorrow and say, well, the law that was made is to be ignored. But one thing is for sure, whatever they do this time around is going to serve the country for a long time. If they demonstrate that if you gang up money bags is the way elections will continue in Nigeria, it's left for them to decide. So the only hope of the common man is the judiciary. Right now, if you ask me, they have no choice because their children is on board. Their children will also look at them on their face and say, Daddy, how? Hand is hand. Contesting two positions at the same time is nothing that you do. I mean, they have something to protect and they should be able to do the right thing. So the question, if I believe in them, it's not even arising. Yes, I believe in them. Is there the possibility that they will do the things that they normally do in Nigeria when money bags play around? Of course. We have to be very realistic. It is possible. But with the man on ground, Peter Obi, it's difficult for you to play those things.
Mr. Benjamin, there's one question. I was going through social media yesterday, and I think this morning also, I saw this Mr. Apapa. Who is he actually in Labour Party?
I want to correct this notion. Mr. Apapa Lamide is not a member of Labour Party. It has been long expelled, and whatever people are pushing, whatever APC and their gang and their ballot boss snatching structures and the organization are pushing forward as a narrative in the media, Apapa and his crew are not members of Labour Party. Our authentic chairman of the Labour Party still remains Barrister Abue Julius. So that is for that. We have a case in court. The case that Peter Obi have in court is a very critical one that has to address the critical issues affecting the Nigerian political system and the judiciary. Like you rightly ask, it's not Peter Obi that is in court. It's Nigerians, the entire Nigerian the obedient movement that is in court. So Peter Obi is just like somebody who is representing us, and we will do all possible best for us to support him to achieve that. And the case we have in court is not just a land dispute case. It has to do with the constitution. We have a case where the major issues and the real issues on that petition has to do with the 25% in Abuja, which the constitution rightly spelled out and said for you to become a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have to meet up with certain requirement, which is the 2/3 of the whole 36 state, not just the 36 state. That means you also have to have 25% at the FCT. And I will explain why the FCT is a bone of contention. Because the FCT doesn't have a governor, and FCT is a state by law. So if FCT is a state and doesn't have a governor, which means the president automatically becomes the governor of the state, which is governor.
Well, FCT has a minister.
He has a minister. The minister is not the governor. That means the minister is going to be appointed by the president. That means the president is governing the FCT through the minister. So if you want to govern a people and you have you have not been elected by the people, that means I should permit me to say that is like a dictatorship.
Thank you very much.
You understand?
Mr.
Another thing I also want to quickly talk about is on that charges is the drug-related issue against Tinubu.
So that is not why we are here in the studio today. I want to ask you a question, Mr. Osaro. With the situation we find ourselves and the way the country Nigeria is today, would you want to invest in that country?
Honestly, no.
Can you tell us why?
The reason is over the years I've been out of that lovely country for a very long time, actually with the hope of going back. But I've never seen anybody giving me hope like Peter Obi, where we all believe that if everything that's supposed to be done is properly put in place, of course, we all want to go back home, we all want to have our Nigerian country back, we all want to invest in Nigeria. But if we continue to play the same card, hoping to get a different result, of course not. I mean, which investor will want to go and throw their money into risk as it is right now? Unless we have a credible person, but I can bet you, Obi will get his mandate back. We are investing in our country. We are taking back the country. And I can tell you a whole lot of persons, Nigerians and non-Nigerians are ready. They love that country, but people on ground are not playing the politics.
Thank you very much. Mr. Benjamin, you want to be the governor of Edo State, you're running for that position. Can you throw more light on?
I would say I have a lot of associates, my family members, my mentors all over out there. I'm still consulting, and I will not be able to tell you that I am contesting now or not. When the time comes, I will be able to tell the good people of Edo State my own aspiration.
I want to ask you this very, very vital question. Did you join the Labour Party because of Obi's popularity? You are using the platform because people are shouting Obi, and that is why you want to use it to bring yourself up as the governor of the state?
I did not join the Labour Party yesterday or recently. I joined Labour Party since 2000. The day after Peter Obi joined the Labour Party, we all moved from PDP and joined Peter Obi and the Labour Party. So, like I said, I'm not contesting. I'm not saying that I'm contesting. So I won't be able to tell you that I'm contesting right now just the way you are pushing word on me or something. But I can understand your own part of your own point of view. And the big board that you may mention of in Edo State is Norman, that a lot of organizations have been reaching out to say, okay, you have what it takes to do what is needed to save our Edo State, to take Edo State back. Especially the youth who are saying it is youth o'clock. And I know it's actually a youth o'clock movement in Nigeria, but when the time comes, because there are guidelines for everything, when the time comes, I will be able to tell the general public.
Can you please tell the viewers out there, what are the charges Obi put forward that he wants to, using to reclaim his mandate, stolen mandate?
We have three major petition, rather three issues that is included in that petition. One, it states that Tinubu drug cakes in the US, which where he forfeited almost $460,000 to the US government because he was arrested and charged for being a heroin dealer. That is for that. That means automatically he's not allowed to contest for the office of the President of Nigeria. And Peter Obi also put a very strong case forward that has to do with 25% in the FCT, and he also talks about the whole process which INEC use in doing the election, which does not meet the requirement and the standard of the INEC, which is the Independent Electoral Commission. So that is for that. And we seen what transpired in the during the election, during the February 25th in the presidential election. We all know that Peter Obi won the election. Even the opposition know. They have confirmed it that Peter Obi won the election. You might not know because I can say because of your profession, you will not be able to attest to that. But I am telling you, as a person, that I was there, and I can tell you what actually happened.
So you were there on ground?
I was there on ground, live and direct. I can tell you, Peter Obi won in 19 states. 19 good states, that is where he won, and he has 70% in the Abuja FCT, which is one of the major requirements for you to become a president of Nigeria. So we're putting all this together. It would be uncalled for, an aberration for somebody who has not even met up the requirement, who is not even qualified to contest the office of the president of Nigeria to be declared as a
So
winner.
why was he at the first place? Why was he allowed to contest when you guys knew about the Orange case, like you were claiming?
Like I said, a very good question. Like I said, Peter Obi is a man of peace, and is a man that follows that want to follow the right process, and he has that decision. He has been following it. So we know definitely there are issues that we human beings that can just handle on our own. There are issues that the judiciary can answer, can also handle. We are not in a position to disqualify somebody. INEC or the government or the law, the constitution specify that. But we can only prove that at the law court. Like Peter Obi says on the day he made a press conference, he said, if you want to become an excellency, the process which you want to become an excellent must be credible, must be an excellent. So the system that APC and PDP are running different state and the national level is totally it cannot be compared with the Western world.
Thank you very much. Mr. Osaro, are you a staunch member of the Labour Party?
Well, I cannot really claim to be a staunch member of the Labour Party, but what I can tell you for sure, since Obi moved to Labour Party, actually are working with us, it gives us hope. And since then, almost everybody wants to identify themselves as a Labour Party. Of course, the obedient movement, it's very important because that is the only movement that have set goals that interest the youth and the populace of Nigeria. The only party that says we need to change the structure that has never functioned in the first place.
There's a question I want to ask you. Everyone who comes to during campaign, everybody says we bring in a structure, we want to change, we want to stop corruption, we want to electricity, there will be 24/7 electricity. No government that has ever ruled that country has ever done what they say during the campaign. Don't you think it's, for Obi's case, it's not going to be a different thing?
Well, if Obi reclaim his mandate, which he will eventually reclaim, that we are very hopeful, then you could take Anambra where he ruled before. And there are things on ground that you could go and verify. He's the only governor that I've known in Nigeria. Come into a state with debt, left the state with so much surplus. It has never repeated itself all over the country. And he changed the educational system of Anambra State to become #1. He's the only governor that has practically every school has their own computer room and a bus that runs them. He's the only governor that has ruled a state where the elderly people get pensions at home. People, not the normal regular pension, everybody get money from it. He's the only governor who has said that Nigeria states have enough money to rule themselves. And he's proven it. Came into a state that was so poor, left and dollars and nairas practically in billions. Nobody does that. And you could see the predecessors already squandered the money, and the state is already in a very big shape. So with the man of Obi, who can tell you what it takes to have electricity, with the man Obi, who tells you the lands we have in Nigeria, a single state is bigger than Holland and Belgium, and it's the man who tells you how to put these things in function. We are living in Western world. The only thing that actually baffles me is that these corrupt politicians come in here every now and then, and they don't go back home to replicate what they see here. And that is crazy. These people have been in power. We have people who are drunk, power drunk, money drunk. And what have they actually done? They are in a circle of cabals. And if the judiciary this time around sit back and watch them to actually take this to be a pity for them.
Just excuse me, let me come to you, Mr. Osaro. Peter Obi's time as a governor in Anambra State and compared to what the governor that we have at the moment, I don't think there is any comparison about it. Because leaving that type of huge amount of money for the state without taking a penny, you are missing out something. Peter Obi is the only ex-governor in Nigeria that did not take pension, and when he was leaving, he did not take any government official car, and he did not take anything that has to do with government. And the land was even apportioned to him, and he said He does not need it, and he gave it to people that needs it. So let us keep that aside. I was watching a video day before yesterday when Peter Obi was in London at Daily Momentum's birthday, and he made mention of us a very huge revelation when he said, if APC government actually want the betterment and the good of Nigeria, or as a country, they will have feed in Professor Osibanjo as their presidential candidate. This is the statement coming from Peter Obi. He said they would have feed in a president that has life, a president, or a candidate that have life, a candidate that is more qualified, a professor for that matter. The situation we have in Nigeria today will have become a different one. Let us leave that one aside. That one is a for another day. The judicial and the petition we have at the court today is not Peter Obi that is bringing Tinubu to court. It's Nigerian that is bringing Tinubu to court. And secondly, the judiciary himself is on trial because the whole world is watching the judiciary. Whatever happens now will determine if Nigeria is going to remain the same or not. Because we cannot continue to have a system that believes that we have to bribe somebody to get what we want. We can't continue to live in a system where we have young people who are more intelligent, who are more well equipped, both home and abroad, who have potential to release. And we have old, let me know this word old, let me not be derogated to our elderly people. Where we have people who are supposed to be in a retirement home or enjoying their retirement, continue to rule us. So that is the reason why most of us are supporting Peter, because he knows the values of the Nigerian youth. So because I'm coming because no country that is developing or that has developed in the whole world without having youth in its government. That means to say youth are the bedrock of any country's development. And Peter Obi have been somebody who have been making these policies, strategies, plans that is addressing the need and the priorities of the young people of Nigerians. So that is the reason why you see that 70% of his supporters are the youths. Do you understand? If that kind of man who has such vision want to rule a country that is one of the most populous black nation on the planet Earth, which is Nigeria, we used to be the giant of Africa. We are no longer close. So you can see that they have even started capitalizing on that we are the capital headquarters of the poverty. You understand? So many different derogatory names that the Westerns have given to us. But that one is not the problem. But we have somebody who is saying, I can do this and I will do it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benjamin. We just have about 2 minutes to the end of this program, and I will give each of you 1 minute each to say whatever you want to say, and then we'll call it. Goes to you, Mr.
First of all, I sincerely want to thank you for giving us this opportunity for us to actually air our view. The fact is that we just hope that the judiciary do the right thing. We cannot look from an old man who was sick almost half of his tenure, passing it over to somebody who is even much older, probably, or not healthy enough. We can't do that. For crying out loud. It is right time to let people who know how to fly and everybody sit on flying position. So that is what I will say to Nigeria. And I hope the judiciary, we are counting on you, we are looking at you, your children is also watching you. And that is just, you are our last hope, and we know you will do the right thing.
Mr. Benjamin.
I'm very certain that Peter Obi is going to reclaim our mandate. Because our mandate was stolen, and it is so clear, like the crystal clear, like the Pablika Teke Mena Yofasi, that Peter Obi won the election. And like what my brother here said, that the judiciary, all eyes is on them, even in the international community are looking at judiciary. Because if you want to sustain democracy in Nigeria, this is the time to sustain it. If you want to keep the unity of Nigeria, this is the time to keep it. Because you cannot swear in somebody who has not met the constitutional requirement and who has not met all the requirements to be a president of a country. If you are doing that, that means you are ending the democracy.
But INEC said he met the requirement.
INEC said they met the requirement. INEC is an independent body which is allowed to conduct an election, but they are not the one that they are not the custodians of the law.
INEC also said they will transmit from the polling booth.
Thank you.
And INEC have said a lot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osaro and Mr. Benjamin. We will have another time like this to actually deliberate widely on issues concerning Nigeria. I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Benjamin Oyamendan, for coming to the studios this afternoon, and Mr. Osaro Esakade. We'll meet again. Thank you, Armenia. All both serve Abraham Omohwale of AB Links TV. Thank you very much.